Hey, it's Robert here from robertcbrown.online. Hope you're having a fabulous day wherever you are in the world today. Now, in today's video, I'm going to be sharing how you can attract what you really, really want. But before we get stuck into the meat of this video, let me just remind you that if you like the video, go ahead and like it. Give me some love. I really appreciate that, and it spurs me on to do more of these videos for you. Also, click the bell icon and you'll get notified each and every time I do one of them. And why not go ahead and subscribe to the channel as well and become part of the family. Okay, with all that out of the way, let's get stuck in. All right, so here's the thing. The quality of your thoughts ultimately dictates the quality of your life experience. Sound a bit strong? It may do, but it's absolutely true. It's absolutely true. Now, there's a difference between whether or not these are conscious thoughts that you're aware that you're thinking, or whether or not they're subconscious thoughts that are just running in the background, kind of below your conscious radar, if you like. These are the ones that will dictate ultimately what actions you take, that you will stick to, what ultimately your beliefs are really, who you really are as a person, because they come from the 95% of your being, which is your subconscious mind. So no matter how much effort you're putting in to what you're doing on a conscious, logical thinking level, somehow at some time you're going to snap back into alignment with who you really think you are on the inside, or moreover, who you really feel you are on the inside. Now, I'm guessing the question you're probably coming up with is, well, that's all great, but how do I change things? How do I start to attract anything I want? Well, as I said right at the outset of this video, ultimately, sometimes directly, but a lot of the time indirectly, your thoughts are dictating what's showing up in your life experience right now. So if you don't like it, then you have to pay attention to your current state of thinking, your habitual patterns of thinking, and the emotion you're attaching to them. Why emotion? Well, we'll talk about this more in a second, but because emotion is effectively the catalyst that takes things from just being a thought and helps them to manifest into reality. How does that happen? Well, oftentimes just because it empowers you to take action in support of what it is that you want. And that's all it takes. But that's how it works. So if currently the thoughts you're thinking are not getting you excited, not getting you fired up, and you're predominantly spending most of your day thinking about what could go wrong, thinking about the lack of money that you've got in your bank account, thinking about the things that haven't shown up in your life that you wanted, you'll get more of that. Because everything about your being on a conscious level will sink down into your subconscious, reinforce it through the reticular activation system. In other words, it will go out there and seek more evidence to really make it a strongly held belief within you. And then as a result of that, you'll think more thoughts in line with what you believe about your world, your place in it, your ability to achieve or not, and you generally as a person, your self-image. It's all controlled by this. It's like it can be a magical loop, or it can be a vicious cycle of doom. But ultimately, you're in control, and that is the good news, my friend. So let me ask you a question. How many of the thoughts that you have thought, let's just say in the period that you've been watching this video, have been chosen by you, consciously chosen by you. Like as not, probably none of them. But they come from somewhere, right? They're coming from your subconscious. They're coming from your inner belief system. These questions come from who you are on the inside and how you see your world. And they'll just pop up at any time. You don't choose them. They just show up, right? Because they're coming from who you are and how you perceive your world right now. Here's the thing. What you need to do in order to reverse that and start to get it working for you instead of acing your future, if you like, is by actually consciously starting to choose your thoughts. Number one, be aware of your thoughts. Be aware of the inner dialogue, the inner narrative that's running constantly inside your head. Pay attention to that. That's the first step. Recognizing when you're going off the tracks with how you're thinking or what you're saying to yourself. That's the first step. And then the corrective procedure to go through is that when you identify that's happening, consciously redirect your attention to a more positive thought that empowers you, infuses you, and motivates you in a more upwardly mobile and happier direction. Here's the thing. It takes effort. You've got to stick with it for a while. But eventually, that habitual pattern will find its way down into your subconscious. And it will, in fact, overwrite the current programming that's there. So your new default setting, if you like, will be to think more positive thoughts, have a more positive inner narrative running, a more empowering situation, a more empowering way of looking at your world. And that's when the magic will start to happen for you. That's when you get to live life on your terms, according to your own wants, needs, desires, and to your own design. But it all starts with you deciding that you're not going to put up with being a creature of circumstance. But you're going to become a creator of circumstance. You already are, but you're going to practice. So to wrap this video up, I just wanted to come back to the subject of the law of attraction again, because the title of the video was talking about how to attract what you really want. So we're talking about, to a large extent, the law of attraction. Okay, well, firstly, this universe is really pure energy. We're all pure energy. Everything is vibrating at different energy output levels, okay? Different wavelengths. The nature of a positive thought is different from the nature of a negative thought, and like attracts like. So when it comes to vibratory output, the higher the level of output that you put out, the higher the quality you attract to you. Because things that vibrate on a similar vibratory wavelength will be attracted to each other. So you need to be thinking thoughts of a higher quality, feelings of a higher quality, and saying things of a higher quality. And on a vibratory level, you will raise your energy to a point where you're attracting things that match what you're putting out there into the universe. If you're down in the doldrums and you're putting negative energy out all day long, then you're going to attract things of a like nature just the same. It can work for you or against you. But if you're aware of it, you can play the game to suit. And I know which way I like to play the game. And I suggest you do too. Raise your vibration. But before I go, this is very important. Part of all of the law of attraction stuff, all of the inner work that I talk about doing on yourself all of the time, is to empower you to become more. The formula is be more, do more, have more. You need to go to work on yourself and become more so you can do more. And this brings me on to my point regarding the law of attraction. The word attraction is 10 letters, 6 of which make up the word action. If you take away the word action from attraction, you have nothing. So at some point, what I'm saying to you is you need to be passionate enough, aligned enough with your source, energized enough and committed enough to take action in the direction of that which you want in order for it to show up. It's all part of the equation. But you need to work on yourself first to become more, which in turn enables you to take massive action, which is the do more, and as a knock-on effect of doing more on a higher level, you're going to see much, much more positive results show up in your life. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I've loved doing it for you. I could talk about this stuff all day long, and yeah, often I do. But anyway, it's been a real joy for me. As I said before, I hope you come back to the channel and visit regularly, and I hope to see you back here again soon. And with all of that said, I'll see you next time.